DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video is about paying yourself first. I sent the text out and excuse me. I sent the text out. So Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This video is about paying yourself first. I sent the text message out and probably a couple weeks ago from when y'all are seeing this. And the thing that I said in the text, the message in the text was, nobody's ever going to pay you more than you pay yourself. And a couple people wrote me back and they were like, well, what does that mean? But by the way, anytime I send out, if you're in my text community and I send a text and you don't know what it means, don't ask me to explain it to you. I'm not going to explain it. I might make a video about it later, but that's because I think it's a bigger point that everybody can understand. But the whole purpose of me sending you something like that is for you to think. So if you don't want to think, then you're in the wrong place. But the whole concept of paying yourself first is about several things. First of all, it's making sure that you are prioritizing and doing what you need to do for yourself before you are prioritizing and doing what you need to do for others. I got an episode of my podcast where I've talked about that. And the reason why that matters is not about necessarily only about, let's just say, being selfish, but it is about being selfish on some level, because you can't be selfless, meaning giving to others, unless you're selfish, meaning doing things for yourself. Because if you don't have anything, then you can't give anything. So that's the first idea that you should get from this point. Another one is, any of you who studies or has read anything about finance, you understand people talk about paying yourself first, meaning when your paycheck comes in and your money comes in, you can't let every single dollar immediately go to your expenses and the bills, because by the time you get done, you probably ain't gonna have anything left. The discipline is paying yourself first, meaning putting some money away or whatever you need to do for yourself financially, things for your future and your kids and your family, then take care of your expenses with whatever's left. And you might say, well, Dre, what if there wouldn't be anything left if I did it that way? Then what you need to do is adjust your lifestyle so there will be something left. That's the whole point, because you're going to be old longer than you're going to be young. So you need to think about, how can I prioritize my future before prioritizing my present? And the other thing about paying yourself first is not just about what you get for you. It's not just about what you're going to receive. When we talk about paying yourself, it's also about holding yourself accountable. And a lot of people understand the whole concept of paying yourself when it comes to, what do I get, right? Because when you hear the phrase paying yourself, what are you thinking? You think about what you receive. That's what payment is, right? But payment is also, what are you doing for yourself to hold yourself accountable? So paying yourself first means hold you accountable before you hold anybody else accountable. See, that's the part about paying yourself that people don't tell you about. That's the part that nobody talks about. And this is something that I've emphasized for years, is that people always seem to know their worth and their value and how much they deserve or how much they think they should get when it's time to receive. But they seem to forget about that worth and value and how much they receive when it's time to invest. So look at yourself and look at your life and ask yourself the following question. Are you investing in yourself at the same level that you plan to receive for yourself? That's a part of paying yourself as well. Because when you invest in yourself, if you really think about what you're doing, what are you really doing when you invest in yourself? You are literally paying yourself. When you pay for a gym membership so you can go to the gym and work out, what are you doing? You're paying for the ability to have access, let's just say. You're paying for access to equipment and people and a facility that will allow you to do what? Be in great physical shape so that you can live longer and be healthier and not have to be going to the doctor and not have your kids having to take care of you when you're 65 years old because you can't go to the bathroom by yourself. So when you invest in yourself, you do something that's helping you do better, you are literally paying yourself. And this is a mindset that many people need to adopt this mindset, so that you're not looking at every single thing you do as some form of expense and then you don't want to spend any money. It's like if somebody's having an event. I do events and I go to events. I speak at conferences. I attend conferences. I pay to go to conferences and all these things. And sometimes people say, well, I don't have the money to go to a conference. I don't have the money to attend your event, Dre. The thing is, when you attend an event, you pay for a ticket to a conference, you're paying yourself, because you're paying for the ability to get access to information, to insights, to research, to people, to strategies, to communities that are going to make you a better individual. So this is an investment. An investment is a form of paying yourself. It is not a cost. It's not an expense. And until anyone who's living your life and you don't understand this, you don't have this mindset ingrained in you, you're in trouble, because what's going to happen is you're only going to want to pay for something where you're getting some kind of immediate gratification. And listen, there are plenty of people who live their lives just like that. The problem is they don't go too far in life. And the bigger problem is later on in life, is only later on in life that they realize their mistake, if they even realize it by then, that they never made an investment in themselves. In other words, they didn't do anything in the present that would help them out in the future. And then when they get to the future, it's too late to do anything about it. Again, any of you's read anything about interest or investments or any of this stuff, you've probably heard these concepts before. I'm just explaining, I'm packaging it up in maybe in a different way than what you've heard of it or thought of it before, but it's all different sides of the same coin, so to speak. So paying yourself first means making sure you are prioritizing yourself when it comes to what you get and also what you are putting in today, so that you'll be in a better space tomorrow. So it's both sides of it, not just getting, but also setting yourself up for receiving by the actions that you take, not something that somebody else needs to do for you or somebody else needs to do to you. These are all things that you are responsible for. So with all that said, my text community that I mentioned earlier, you can get into it and get my daily motivation text for free every morning. All you got to do is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. Every day when I send it, you'll get it. And down below, that number is down below in the description. Also, you go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's where you can join my mastermind. That's where I do a live coaching call every single week. For anyone who ever wanted to work with me directly, you want to be able to ask me questions, get access to my insights and strategies for your business, your career, your life, moving yourself forward as quickly as possible, so that it doesn't take you 10 years to get to where you want to go. We can get there in 6 months. Join my mastermind by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.